What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left top-ish side of the map. His name is Julius, and he is playing as Zeus. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Odin. His name is OdinKing. Makes sense. Odin playing as OdinKing. Fantastic. So, what can we learn from this already? So, OdinKing is up 1-0. He just needs to win one more game to get into round of 32, which guarantees him a spot in Challengers League. Julius is playing for his tournament life here. It's a pretty early stage of the tournament to be playing for your tournament life, but that's how things go. We are ruthless when it comes to these sorts of tournaments. We don't take it for granted that losing means you're lost. Anyways. We'll see how things are going to go here in this game. Gold Rush is the map. For those of you who don't know how this map works, effectively the map is split into 3 tiers, 3 circles of resources, where the outer circle is where your wood is, the middle circle is where your food is, and the inner portion is where your gold is. This map is a very, very famous Age of Empires 2 map, I believe, and for good reason. It's a really fun map. It's super aggressive. Lots to learn and find out about this map as the villager getting close to falling there. Oh, he just barely survives on 1 or 2 hit points there. You got to be careful with your villagers. The boars are fierce, and there is a I don't know this for certain, but I believe there is a much higher chance of a wild animal attacking a low HP villager. It prefers to target the low HP villagers, is at the very least my experience here in Age of Mythology, whether that is just bias or confirmation bias or whatever, I don't know. But what I always do when I'm attacking these boars is I make sure my low HP villagers are in the back and they aren't shooting the boar first. That way the boar will never go after them. It's a little trick you can go for if you want to make sure you don't lose any villagers early in the game. We do see the temple coming up over here now for OdinKing. He's going to be retreating back to his main base. You see he's got the 2 gold mines here, but they're both relatively exposed. So while trying to rush in here with Athena and win and pick off a gold mine could be a way to play, you can just move over to the other side and you can kind of try and hit both with Toxotes on both angles, but then splitting up your army is going to be allowing the Norse to utilize the movement speed and kind of make you have a rough time where that's concerned. There's a temple coming up now for OdinKing. Dwarves coming out. Relics have been uncovered. We didn't see them going for the relics last game, but Canopic Jar of Imcity, minus 15% train time there. And on the other side of the spectrum here, we do have the Toothed Arrows, plus 5% Archer Ballista and Cairo Ballista pierce damage. We'll see how things are going to go here as the dwarves still popping out. Final dwarf there for OdinKing, Athena and Freya coming through in tandem. It's actually not what you want to see there from Julius. It means he's cut himself a villager, going up with only 17 villagers instead of 18 villagers, which I think is the standard for a 330 is 18 villagers. Not sure what happened there with the idle time, but he wanted to advance and couldn't quite afford it. Moving out to his secondary hunt over here, he's got the Aurochs. So it's going to be a relatively aggressive game here from Julius. You've got to expect him to be wanting to put pressure onto the outer food here early. You've got Aurochs over here. You've got Aurochs over here. There's not really an easy way for Norse to defend this, like say on Alfheim where OdinKing went for those early walls. You can't really wall this out at all here. So he's going to have to fight for it if he wants to. And we'll see what OdinKing's going to be able to do where that's concerned, as OdinKing's actually scouting around with his Raven around the outsides of the map, wanting to see all of the wood and getting an understanding of exactly what this map is. Funnily enough, before the map, OdinKing and Julius both said this is the first time they're playing on this map, obviously taking this tournament very seriously, considering they were told or notified that they were playing on these maps many weeks ago. I say weeks, I think it was 2 weeks ago I put the post out. As the Kadoskopos gets pushed back. Valkyrie moving across the map. Raven's going to be moving over here. Ready to start casting that forest fire. Does click that one down. Julius not paying attention. Loses 1 villager there. That is absolutely huge. And this other villager also a little bit confused. We're moving back in onto the pine trees there. Given the fact that all of this wood is connected, this fire burns for quite some time out onto the edge. And you're probably going to have to move over here or way over here for the next kind of wood location there. So it's a really good idea to cast that forest fire early onto your Greek opponents here if you're playing as Odin or as Thor. That's Hersa coming out, raiding cavalry coming out. It's looking very, very similar to the last game here. Only Julius has suffered the forest fire, early forest fire here, as opposed to in the last game where OdinKing tried to use it on units. As Wealth of Elbow, or Wealthy, old mate Wealthy comes in. He's Ilbo, trying to take out a Minotaur here. He does decide to continue on that fight there, as the raiding cavalry going straight through onto the Toxotes in the back. Absolutely love that play, but the raiding cavalry now targeting down the heroes. Definitely not something he needs to be doing. And finally, a bolt comes down onto the Valkyrie there of OdinKing, and OdinKing is going to be retreating back home. A couple of low HP units here that can get healed back up by the Odin special ability. He gets a passive health regeneration on every single one of his units, I believe, except for the villagers, every single one of his military units. Let's look at the raiding cavalry coming through. This is really, really nice micro from OdinKing, is making sure that those raiding cavalry, which have got a 25% bonus against archers, plus the Toxotes have got low pierce armor, it's just making sure that his raiding cavalry are getting that damage done. As now OdinKing can leave that army, go after some villages. He's going to be finding the hunt villages over here immediately. We see the villagers attempting to make a retreat around as OdinKing trying to get onto these. Sometimes you just have to kind of accept you're just going to have to let the villagers go, and you didn't manage to micro your army well enough to get a villager kill there. So he's has to run around and distract a little bit more. As OdinKing, he's sending another Hersa back in. He could get back in onto that fight there. He's turning around, going to be able to pick off a hoplite on this position over here. He's the raiding cavalry circling around. Maybe he can go after the wood gold villages here, or wood villages back over here as well. They're very exposed on this map. It's one of the features of Gold Rush, which I quite like personally. So he does spot one low HP hoplite trying to take that out. Is that the wood is exposed on this map. Wood is not safe at all. You kind of have to set up a wall or something on both sides, and you kind of want to be building your buildings to make a big wall. We have seen that from Julius over here, but he's put his villagers in a bit of a precarious position over the other side of the map there. As we do see a hoplite getting sniped down, villagers getting pulled back off of the food over here in favor of jumping onto his cows over here. Doesn't have himself husbandry just yet. Maybe another archery range or two coming through very, very shortly here for Julius. He's starting to float some resources, so it's good to see him dropping more military buildings as the game continues. OdinKing gets himself medium raiders. He's going to be moving straight to this wood line. 6 villagers on the wood line. The raiding cavalry are blind, though. He doesn't know about it now. He does see that one. Going straight after those villagers here. They're pulled off immediately. Good reactions from Julius, but he's still going to be losing a bunch of villagers here as they dart for the tower. 3 villagers survive. 3 villagers picked off. Good raid there, as Julius is now fed up with all of this shenanigery happening to him. He's now going to be putting some pressure over onto OdinKing. OdinKing here, he's gotten himself the watchtowers. Units getting caught out of position ever so slightly. Plenty of Hersa are in on this position, though, as one villager going to be getting taken down. The Hersa are through, ready to start fighting on this position as the raiding cavalry going to come back and try and take this one out. And look at this. Same as last game, basically. OdinKing stops gathering or stops production of the high-cost food units in favor of going to the heroic age. He's got his armor up. He's got his watchtowers up. The army is quite large here for OdinKing. Coming in, going to be circling around those Toxotes. Julius is in for a very, very difficult time ahead of him right now. As the raiding cavalry going to be leaving. And obviously, OdinKing, he doesn't need to fight here. He probably could win this fight because he's not producing all of his units, opting for that heroic age. Much safer play. He doesn't need to fight. He just needs to distract and see what he can do. This gold mine is just about to expire, though, so there is a slight opportunity here for Julius to put some pressure onto this gold mine. But if he does an option here for OdinKing is just to move out into the center of the map, drop that hill fort, and he should be fine. As the raiding cavalry do manage to snipe a couple of units, not actually losing anything just then. Nice play as a hoplite comes in to start bashing ever so slightly away at that position. Another Toxotes coming in to join up in the army, but Julius low resources here, 30 villages to 31, so it's relatively close on villager count, but OdinKing has definitely gathered quite a bit more hunt than Julius has here. And OdinKing is also going to be able to immediately set up whatever he needs to set up in this heroic age, so especially with the help of Frost here. So what can Julius do really here? It looks like Julius has cut army production. No, he's still producing from the buildings over there. As the armory over here does get denied, the villager retreating back into the main base, but 6 medium raiders ready to attack those villagers. Got to be a little bit careful of that, in all honesty, as now OdinKing moving across the map. We're going to get some damage done. His army very strong here. Will we see the Frost getting dropped down here? I think he has to. He's actually deciding to retreat back for the time being here, as the raiding cavalry are going to be searching around, looking to hit these villages over here. Another raiding cavalry moving forward as the units do decide to turn around on this location. Honestly, a Frost here wouldn't be bad, because then he could just take down the villages as well for kind of free, but with the help of the Frost Giant and the Jason over here about to go down, this Frost Giant is going to be a very, very difficult unit to deal with. Nice marker with the throw and axeman taking down the hoplites here as well, as we do see a restoration coming in, but there's nothing left here for Julius, but OdinKing clicks the Frost nonetheless here. Bit of a surprise to see that Frost coming through. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter that much. You're still going to be able to kill off all the units, but there wasn't much left, and now OdinKing smartly going to be taking his raiding cavalry and moving straight after the villagers here, and it seems that Julius has typed GG, and he decides to tap out. Congratulations for OdinKing. Some very solid Odin play. This is a really, really nice strategy that OdinKing has shown us here in this Zeus versus Odin kind of warfare here. Athena, definitely a difficult thing for Odin to deal with. Gotta grab this strategy. It's very, very strong to deal with the Athena rush. Semi-fast, heroic, putting pressure on and just stopping the production, getting heroic age, casting Frost, getting advantage there. Really, really smart play here from OdinKing. Something to learn here. And Julius, on the other hand, here, he's gonna have to, if his next level, the way to get to the next level for Julius here is gonna be getting those clean build orders down. You need to get that 430 in. You need to get that 415 in, nice and clean. Get your units out. Make sure you're protecting your hunt. Make sure you're putting pressure onto the Odin early to stop him gathering hunt. And then he's going to be able to find himself having a little bit more success against these stronger players. Anyways, congratulations to OdinKing. He's going to be moving on to the next round. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.